Ciao Juventini, welcome back to the All Juve Cast channel, where of course it's all Juve all the time. And today, no doubt about it, we are going to get into the investigation. Anthony and I ran a live yesterday to kind of cover the whole topic and everything. And we said one thing to keep tabs on was the Figc and if they got involved. Yesterday, they did get involved. So we've got all the aftermath on that, all the latest on the investigation. Let's get into it. All right, Juventini, you know the drill. Friendly reminder to like the video and subscribe to the channel. All right, I'm going to get into this. So the investigation that's underway, obviously, is for 34 million euros that are not on the books and somehow have gone under the table. A huge no-no for a publicly traded company. Actually, any company in general, but a publicly traded company, big problem. All right, now we said keep tabs on the Figc because yesterday Anthony and myself were not overly concerned. We have a lot of Juventini that are worried and concerned about relegation. There would only be talks about relegation if it was tied to the sporting side. But without Figc getting involved, that isn't there. Yesterday, the Figc got involved. Okay, so they have an investigation that they are going to take with their prosecutors. Gravina says there is a link between the two investigations, the one of the financial authorities in Italy and now the Figc. I'm curious to know what that link is and what has changed since the last time when the plusvalenza and deferred salaries came up. Gravina himself confirmed that Juve had the ability to register for the 21-22 season perfectly fine without plusvalenza and deferred salaries even affecting that. So I'm curious as to what has changed. And that piece of news that I just shared with you of Gravina even acknowledging and confirming that Juve had the ability to register for 21-22 season without any of that affecting it is massive, because that is what keeps us safe from the sporting side. But now today, all of a sudden, Gravina saying that there is a link between the two investigations. I still do not know what that link is, and I'm curious. And to be honest, I don't think anybody knows right now. So we're getting all the news, we're gathering it all up, but nobody really knows. What I know for sure, what we know for sure, the board has completely resigned. There's going to be wholesale changes at Juventus, all right? In terms of the indictments are expected to come on Friday. After that, they have a maximum of 30 days for the hearing to take place in, okay? So it is going to definitely happen. It has to happen within 30 days. So there you have an indictment on Friday for those involved, hearing within 30 days. All right. Now, in terms of Juventus and their future and whatnot, that is completely up in the air. And you have to take all the news you're getting with a grain of salt. But they do need to replace those bodies. All right. And there are rumors that Juve is going to take in again a capital gain increase in funds, all right, but it's going to be with monitored percentages and everything. Makes sense during what's going on here. Now, in terms of ex-players potentially getting involved, David Trezeguet was asked, and he didn't hesitate to say if the old lady called, he would go and help, okay? He was ambassador for Juventus. That relationship ended, I believe, in 2020. Now, he's saying ex-players, it's important for them to get involved. He talks about the players that were mentioned, Buffon, Marchisio, Chiellini, Del Piero. He says there's roles for all of these guys that suit these guys, and he thinks it's extremely important to have ex-players, especially ex-players that know the club inside and out, to be involved. He wants us to follow a Bayern Munich project, okay, that has ex-players involved. And he also speaks about his confusion in the whole project as a whole, especially with the coaching change and carousel that happened for 3 years. And then, of course, trying to go with this youth movement, however, signing experienced guys and staying away from it. So Trezeguet sees a lack of direction, and he wants to help. Del Piero continues to be asked, and they asked Del Piero, and he says, nobody has called me so far. He doesn't know what the plan is, but all he said is, I know the club inside and out very well, and I have a home in Turin still. There you have it on that front. Now, also important that one of the editors from Gazzetta actually came out and said, look, nobody wants to see Juventus go down. We talked about this on the podcast, okay, because our rivals maybe maybe ramping up the banter, want us to get relegated at every side of problems and anything. They just always automatically jump to getting us relegated and everything. While the editor of Gazzetta says, look, Serie A is not strong and we need Juventus to get through this crisis. All right. I said this on the podcast, the live show, for any of you that caught it, and I stand behind it, and it is 100% true. Whether we like it or not, we are tied as pillars of Serie A with those other rivals. For any of those top clubs in Italy to go down for something like this, it paints a nasty picture. And I remind everybody that Serie A is miles and miles behind these other leagues. So if they think that the best case scenario for the league and everybody is for Juventus to go down, they need to think again, because it could actually be one of the final nails in the coffin for Serie A. That's how I feel anyways. But that's your news break to today, Juventini. And again, just stick to what we know. Everybody's resigned. There's going to be indictments on Friday, a hearing within 30 days. They still look to fill the management side of things. All right. Now, in terms of the mercado and everything, maybe, just maybe, everything's going to be on hold in January and wait until the end of the season. But the early reports say they are still going to bring in one player for that right wing back position to help out Quadrado. So anybody's guess what's going to actually happen. And again, we've got eyes, ears, everything going on the news to keep you in the loop. I'll be back tomorrow with another daily news update video. You know the drill though. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think about everything going on and how you feel. Again, the biggest thing we need to stick to before panicking, for all those Juventini that have reached out to me that are concerned about relegation, whatnot, I still do not see the link and the tie, okay? Even with Gravina talking about today, I don't see the link that ties it to a sporting side. Stick to that. But the FIGC now is involved. We're all eyes and ears. Let's see what happens, Juventini. But no matter what, fino alla fine, forza Juve. Let's keep tabs and see what goes down.